What's up, Turtle Gang? It is your boy, Dolly, all back up in the house. Good to see so many of you jumping in the chat so quickly. Make sure if you're watching, you go ahead, do me a solid, smash that like button here on Dolly Vision. I did stream it to the panel channel too. I actually didn't mean to. So if you're watching on the panel channel, you're more than welcome to come jump over here to Dolly Vision, baby. All right, so today, Bryan Kohlberger, arraignment. Okay, so we're going to check out a little bit about that, watch a little bit of it, watch him plead not guilty, because, you know, he's still saying he's not guilty. And we all know this man is big guilty. Okay, he's as guilty as can be. Right now, I think he should be trying to get a plea deal and not get the death penalty, but that's just what I think. But we're going to jump over to this, okay, and check out a little bit of what the judge had to say, what charges were read off, in the order they were read off on. So let's jump over here to this screen here, and let's check out Mr. Kohlberger. All right. Now, he ain't have on no rubber gloves today. It wasn't rubber glove day today for Mr. Kohlberger, right? So he just looked like a serial killer. You know how he just has that look. He looks real nervous. He's constantly twitching and moving his jaw, you know, but we know he's guilty anyway. This is just to tell him what he's charged with.
I'm John Judge. If you don't know me, I'm the Lake County District Judge, and I'll be presiding over this case. So, Mr. Kohlberger, you've already heard a lot of what I'm going to tell you at your initial appearance, but I'll repeat it to you because it's important, and I want to remind you of these.
Hey, Patty. Hey, Alabama Mama 4.
Briefly cover your rights, the charges
Public house,
you, and the maximum penalties if you are found guilty or if you plead guilty. So I'm going to start with the rights. You have a constitutional right to have an attorney represent you throughout.
You have the right to shut the hell up and rot your ass in prison for murder is what you got the right to. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion, people.
Out these proceedings, if you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, then one is appointed at public expense. Ms. Taylor and her team have already been appointed, so that's taken care of. You have a right to a speedy and public.
He's never getting off of this one.
Where the state would be required to prove.
I think Bigfoot knows him.
Charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. At that trial, you would have the right to cross-examine the witnesses called against you. That means to see, hear, and question them. To call witnesses to testify for you. And if you choose to testify in your own defense. But you're not required to testify because you also have a right of silence. That right is protected under the Idaho and federal constitutions, so you can remain silent throughout these court proceedings, and that can't be held against you.
I don't think he's going to remain silent. You know, I think he knew he was going to get caught. Honestly, they got everything. His sister knew he was the killer. You know, his parents knew he was the killer. They were doing some Bryan laundry type shit. You know what I'm saying? His parents. I mean, it's horrible. You know, I don't know what I would do in the same situation if I was sitting around at Christmas dinner, and I thought my kid was a serial killer, you know, or a killer. It's just crazy. But they knew. His sister knew.
What you do need to remember, though, is that anything you do.
Hey, rumors go a long way. Rumors go a long way in this world, okay? The thing is this, in my opinion, how about allegedly? Let me throw that allegedly in there. Allegedly, his sister knew, his family knew. Okay, allegedly. Okay, you got me. Allegedly.
You say, other than to your lawyers, could be used against you in a later court proceeding. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. You also have a right to appeal any final decision of the court. In order to exercise that right, you need to file a notice of appeal within 42 days of that final decision.
But they did know. They knew. His sister knew. They knew he had the car. His dad went up there to get him. You see how nervous his dad was when they got pulled? That's why, because his dad knew. He instantly jumped to that. Oh, there was a mass shooting, and he was just nervous as shit. Bryan looked less nervous in the police stop, right? Because he was getting pulled over all the time. His dad looked super nervous, like he knew something. I'm telling you, his parents knew.
Decision or that right is waived. Also, if you are not a United States citizen, any finding of guilt in this state could have adverse consequences to your legal status. Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
Any questions about the rights?
No.
All right. So let's go to the indictment.
Rest in peace, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Super big, exotic 420. 6ix9ine ain't dead.
You have a copy of the indictment in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And you see in the heading your name.
I say the same thing, PJ. What I want to know, how is there a gag order but a whole Dateline episode is out? Yeah. Stuff is leaking. It's coming out. You know, you can't keep stuff secret.
There is that your correctly spelled complete name?
Yes, it is.
Is that the correct birth date underneath your name?
Yes.
Are those the correct last four digits of your social security number?
Yes.
Thank you.
Do you want to grow your YouTube channel?
We don't. Okay. We want nobody to watch us. All right, here we go.
All right, I'm going to read you the charges on the indictment.
Here's the charges, people. The big bad charges.
Burglary. That is a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-1401 and 1403. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did unlawfully enter a residence located at 1122 King Road, Moscow, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder. Count 2, murder in the first degree. That is a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Madison Mogan, a human being, by stabbing Madison Mogan, from which she died. Count 3, murder in the first degree, a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 400.
He is emotionless. How could you sit there? Look, here's the thing. If you sat there and I was sitting in front of that judge right now and you reading off these charges I didn't do, I would be devastated. I'd have some type of emotion. You know what I'm saying? Crying, I didn't do this. I'd be like, they'd have to gag me in the courtroom if I didn't do some shit. And they were charging me with murder and things of that nature. To sit there just like it's nothing. Like it's absolutely nothing. All right, look, I'm going to bring a few of you guys up in here with me if you want to come up. This is the link to get into the room. Here's the rules. This is how it goes. You got to show yourself in the back, okay? You got to make sure you're a real human. Then you turn your camera off and you can come up here. We don't want no cameras on. It kind of causes lag. So if you want to come up, I got to see that you're real. And then once I know you're real, I'll bring you up, but you got to turn your camera off so it's not a whole bunch of lag, okay? That is the link to get into the room.
4003 and 4004. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Kayla Gonzalez, a human being, by stabbing Kayla Gonzalez, from which she died. Count 4, murder in the first degree. That's a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004.
Yes, give me 1 second.
Alleging that you, on or about November
I will post the iPhone link for you in just a second. Okay. Hey Penny.
Number 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Zana Kernodle. Excuse me. This is hard. I'm sorry.
It's hard for the judge.
Zana Kernodle, a human being, by stabbing Zana Kernodle, from which she died. Count 5. Murder in the first degree.
Murder in the first.
Felony under Idaho Code
Murder was the
Section
case they gave me.
4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004.
Here's the iPhone
This
link.
alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice aforethought, kill Ethan Chapin, a human being, by stabbing Ethan Chapin, from which he died. This is signed on May 16, 2023, by the presiding grand jury.
So yeah, of course, you know, he was indicted by the grand jury. These are the charges that they're reading off to him. And, you know, it was even hard for the judge to read the charges. You know what I'm saying? I bet you that judge wish he could drop kick Bryan Kohlberger in the head. Everybody knows he's guilty. I know in this world, you're innocent to proven guilty. But look, there's so much overwhelming evidence at this point on Bryan Kohlberger. There's people that actually think he's innocent and he's going to get away with this. He's definitely not. There's just way too much stuff. Even if you took out the testimony of Bethany and Dylan, he's still your killer. Okay. So, I mean, he's done. Even the people from the Dream Team said you couldn't get this dude off. They're like, you better get a deal.
So now I'm going to go to the maximum penalties of each charge, starting with count 1, burglary, minimum 1 year, up to 10 years in imprisonment, fine of up to $50,000 for both fine and imprisonment, restitution for the victim's economic losses resulting from the crime. For counts 2, 3,
Mama, welcome. Mama Fee, welcome to the team. Welcome to the Turtle Club. Anyway, you're right. He does act like he don't have a care in the world. Like he's just like he knows more than the judge. Like, I don't know. Like, I'd be broke down. I'd look a lot different if he was trying to hit me with charges I didn't do. The man is guilty.
4, and 5.
Hold on, we got Don in the back with us. Hey, Don.
Hey, Dolly. Hey, chat. Hey,
What you up
Maud.
to?
Just watching this with
So,
you.
so the charges are coming down from the grand jury. His ass is done. You think he's guilty?
Heck yeah, he's guilty. He's guilty as sin.
Yeah,
I don't know if he did it by himself, but he's guilty.
well,
Watch when they read the charges. Watch his jaw and his lips. They purse out, and his jaw clenches so hard.
I know, because he knows he's done. He's like, they got me. You know what I'm saying? He knows he's dying. It's just a matter of time before I mean, it'll be 20 years from now, but they're going to give him the death penalty.
Yeah, that's his only bargaining chip if he ever wants to live past 20 years of prison.
Yeah, it's just to go ahead and confess and say, I did this.
Yeah.
Save the state millions of dollars in this whole trial and just go ahead and take your life in prison like a man.
But he won't. He'll go through the whole trial. He'll appeal every time because he likes the limelight.
Yeah.
He wants to be famous for something because he is a loser.
I still think he's a serial killer. I think he's killed somebody else before and they just ain't figured it out yet.
I think he has too.
So let me finish this real quick.
Go ahead. I'm going to mute it.
Maximum penalties, life in prison, or the death penalty. Fine of up to $50,000 for both fine and life in prison or the death penalty. Restitution for the victim's economic losses resulting from the crime. Also, additional fine of up to $5,000 to be paid directly to the victim's families.
Team serial killer.
If found guilty or plead guilty on each charge, and the maximum sentences are imposed consecutively. That means one right after the other. You could be facing 10 years in prison, followed by 4 consecutive life sentences or death penalty, fines of up to $200,000 and $20,000 to be paid directly to the families with any restitution resulting from crimes.
At onlinelabels.com, we're
Okay, let me mute that. Yeah, well, he read off he's facing a death penalty, and yeah, I would cop a deal at this point because he's guilty as shit.
I think he doesn't know exactly what they have in their hand because they have gone to the grand jury and they haven't had that preliminary hearing.
Yeah,
So
well,
they would
if the
see what
grand
they
jury,
had, which is the smartest thing that the prosecution could have done because he will manipulate any kind of thing to like, oh well, this is. Well,
$20K
I'm
to the
sorry.
fam, $200K to the state. What the f? It's what public housing landlord says. Well, he ain't gonna have that anyway because he's gonna be in prison and he don't really got no assets right now. He has a court appointed lawyer. Like if he was rich and the state did that, yeah, they could get you money, but they'll never get $200,000 out of Bryan Kohlberger because he's gonna
No,
spend the rest of his life in prison and we're gonna be feeding him.
and he can't even like write a book or anything to profit off of. So
Okay, Gene says 25% when you use promo code Crack Hive. No, there is a new promo code. Okay, I don't think Crack Hive works anymore, guys. Just to fill y'all in, the new promo code is on lotions and scent rollers, and they are 50% off, half off right now when you use the promo code manufacturing. Okay, the promo code is the word manufacturing, lowercase. It's 50% off all lotions right now and body rollers. All right, or scent rollers. They're 50% off right now on lotions and scent rollers when you use the promo code manufacturing. One word, lowercase.
y'all go get your smell goods on.
Go get your smell goods on. That's what I say. All right, let's finish this up real fast. Oh, I did.
Yes. Do you understand the maximum penalty? Yes. Do you understand the charge in count 2, murder in the first degree? Yes. Do you understand the maximum penalty? Yes. Do you understand the charge in count 3, murder in the first degree? Yes. Do you understand the maximum penalty? Yes. Do you understand the charge in count 4, murder in the first degree? Yes. Do you understand the maximum penalty? Yes. Do you understand the
He understood it when he was out there killing people.
charge in count 5, murder in the first degree? Do you understand the maximum penalty? Yes. Okay, Ms. Taylor, is Mr. Kohlberger prepared to plead to these charges?
Your Honor, we will be standing silent.
Okay, because Mr. Kohlberger is standing silent, I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on each charge.
Hello, Bullhorn Betty. Good to see you. Well, it's morning to me. I just got my lazy ass up, but I'm sure it's afternoon time to you. But good morning. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm just checking out the Bryan Kohlberger stuff. You know me, I really don't need to watch it, honestly, because I know he's guilty as hell, right? Guilty, 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 guilty. So, what's the point? It's just going through the motions for me, I knew they had enough for the grand jury. I mean, they got everything they need. I believe it's a slam dunk. He's done. So, just following the system now.
Counts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, at this juncture, the state has 60 days to give notice of intention to seek the death penalty. And Mr. Kohlberger has a constitutional and statutory right to a speedy trial. So let's start with you, Ms. Taylor, and then Mr. Thompson to discuss scheduling.
Your Honor, we'd ask the court to set this trial at the very outside of the speedy trial, right? We're not prepared to do anything but ask the court to do that today.
Okay. counted out when that would be? November?
I have not counted it out, Your Honor, but I believe that would be about November 22nd is when it's run. Maybe November 20th, something like that. So I'd ask the court to set it for an October trial date.
How long would you take to try the case?
My best guess is it would take at least 4 weeks, maybe 6.
4 to 6 weeks.
So you'd like me to set this for a 6-week trial?
At this point, I would not.
Honestly, I think that's kind of quick. 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, his trial is going to be October 2nd, I think, is when they're starting, supposedly. But
Oh,
the
I was about to
hearing, the hearing for the gag order or something, there was a hearing that they were trying to push out towards I guess about the gag order or something, is what I'm gathering, was like in 4 to 6 weeks. And it sounded like the judge already has his mind made up. He doesn't want to budge on it. If you listen to him, I don't know. But I wonder, I
So he's
want to
not
ask
going to
you a
lift it.
question.
He's not going to lift any of the gag order in place, is what you're saying?
That's what it sounded like. Because he kept saying, well, your whole thing is for your client, and there's a lot of interest in this case, and it can kind of be convoluted, muddy the waters type of, not in those words, but muddy the waters if I
Yeah.
lift the gag order type thing. So it sounded like he already had his mind made up, but he's going to
PJ
let
saying
them
October
argue it.
2nd. Okay. So we got a good ways before he goes to trial.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like,
So, I mean,
he'll be.
I wonder who's leaking. I mean, information had to have been leaking in the beginning because there was YouTubers and shit that had inside information. Like the knife sheath and things like that. There's all kinds of information getting out. I know it's rumors that his sister knew about it, his parents knew about it, but I truly do believe they did know about it, and that's why his dad acted so nervous on that traffic stop.
Oh yeah, his dad was nervous as hell.
Yeah.
And he was just trying to cheese it up with the officer, but yeah, he looked guilty. He looked more guilty than Bryan did in the whole
I
situation.
know. I thought the same exact thing. I was like, he seems more worried than Bryan does.
Why do you think he stood silent?
Why do I think he's so violent?
No, like why do you think Bryan stayed silent? Like when it came down to the guilty or not guilty plea, he stood silent, where he didn't say anything, and he had the judge put the plea in of not guilty for him.
Yeah, I mean, because I guess he didn't want to lie. If he says he's not guilty, he's gonna be lying because he's a killer. So let's get to it.
And I am going to do so.
PJ, yeah, I agree he's cocky.
Get rid of some of the other 3 trials I have, but this is more critical and more important. So, Mr. Thompson, what's your...
Those trial dates are workable for the state judge.
Thank you.
This is the link to come up with us.
Thank you, Grandmammy. I think it will be a very interesting trial, and I really hope the judge allows cameras in the courtroom.
Me
If it's
too.
just one camera, I don't care if it's one camera or any of them. Just have us be able to watch the thing
Okay, for 6 weeks.
and create our own opinion.
Yes, sir.
Anything else we need to address today, Taylor?
Not with regards to the trial setting, no.
Anything else? No. Okay. Austin?
Nothing to say at this time now.
All right. So with that, by the way, I do want to let everybody know, if they don't already know this, that once the grand jury issued the indictment, preliminary hearing scheduled to start on June 26th was no longer needed and is vacated. So some people are confused about that. So I thank council and the media and.
All right, so the judge entering the not guilty
Okay.
pleas.
There you go. And the judge entering in the not guilty plea for Bryan Kohlberger. We got Granny Bassmaster in the back. Hey, Granny, turn your camera off so it helps us with lag a little bit, please.
Okay,
All right, there you go.
there we go.
So what did y'all think about that? Seeing him in court, the killer.
I feel like he likes his little publicity
I think
venues
so
that
too.
he gets. He enjoys every minute of it. And he is a narcissist, in my opinion, allegedly, whatever. But
Can you-
you know, he's straight. He's smart enough to be scary. He's got enough knowledge behind him to be very dangerous with his, with his education.
Even
And that's,
sitting there, he appears cocky. You know?
yes, he's very cocky.
He's a very dangerous person. And I hope they've got enough to keep him in jail for a very long time.
They got enough to execute him.
Well, I wish they could 4 times over. Because he sure deserves it.
Let's just say allegedly, they got the murder weapon, they got DNA, they got an eyewitness, they got him in the scene, they got him communicating with him. I mean, I think that's enough right there that he's done.
No, I hope so. He needs to ride the lightning.
Amen, Granny.
The only bad thing about it is he can only ride the lightning once. He needs to ride it 4 times.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think sometimes executing people's too good. Like sometimes I think you should let them rot in prison, then execute them.
But he'll rot in prison anyway because he'll have 20 years of appeal.
Yeah, you're right. So
he'll be there for 20 years and he'll be in protective custody if he does get the death penalty, and that will almost guarantee him 20 years of where if he lives in life, he would have a lot more freedom to be around general population people, and he might get murdered.
Yeah, but his lawyer, he has a public defender. That public defender is going to talk him into taking a deal from the state to save the state money. And that's going to include him going to prison for life and not dying. That's what I think it's going to turn out being. He's going to get life in prison, but he ain't going to get executed.
He should.
He doesn't even look like he's scared to me.
He ain't. I thought the same thing. I was like, yo, he looks arrogant, he looks scary in the courtroom.
Maybe he thinks he's smart enough to get out of the evidence that they have. Maybe in his mind, he can excuse away certain things, and that's why he is arrogant like that.
Yeah, because he's went to school and he thinks he can argue it away, but you ain't arguing those things away. So I believe he's 100% done. And the lawyer works for the state. She's going to go to him and say, hey, look, they got all this stuff against you. If you go ahead and just sign this paper saying you did it, you're going to do life anyway. So you might as well just go ahead and say you did it at this point. You're done.
Right.
While she ain't going to lie to him, she's going to be like, hey, look, there's overwhelming evidence that points in this direction. And I think the best thing you can do is take this deal and save your life.
But look at Jose Baez.
He's another Ted Bundy.
Yep, exactly.
He did the same thing with Casey Anthony. Jose Baez did. and look at that outcome. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, but
honestly,
Casey
this is just
Anthony,
a drop in the bucket as to what we know. We don't know everything the police know. I think once discovery comes up with them and the prosecution, then possibly she will tell him that. But this is her moment to shine in a way and be in the spotlight. So who knows? I don't know. I
yeah,
wouldn't.
but Casey Anthony didn't brutally stab 4 strangers. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know. I hope they put him under the jail, pull his toenails out, and then execute him. But that's just me. That's just my opinion on it.
Well,
Everybody,
I told you they should use them as a pinata.
a pinata.
Yes.
Well, he's probably been locked down by himself. But here's the thing: you would think he would get, people get him in prison, but you got to think about this dude. People probably be scared of this dude in prison. If this dude was in my cell sleeping at night, I would never be able to sleep.
He looks scary. He really does.
That's what I'm saying. But he'll get to the prison and people be scared of him. They'll be like, "This
But that
man
would
might
be the
stab me
whole
when I go to
reason why
sleep."
I think he would end up dead. Because people would be scared of him. But look at Chris Watts. Like, Chris Watts killed his family. He's like a celebrity in jail. You know what I mean? Like, he's not. It seems like. I don't know. I'm not there, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, he
But
don't look like
it,
he's in no danger.
it's not, yeah, like he's more of a celebrity figure in the prison because he killed his family and they're not in danger. They wasn't strangers and stuff like this. With this one, it was all strangers, people he didn't know. That's a scary thing. People will, if he looks
Yeah,
at
but
somebody with
people
those
don't.
cold
Yeah, but
eyes,
it ain't
he'll be
like
gone.
there's certain things you do and go to jail. Like if you hurt a kid or you do something like that. Yeah, people are out to get you. But when you're just a cold blooded murderer, there ain't nobody out to get you. Most of the time, ain't nobody trying to mess with you because they're scared you might try to kill them. Everybody in prison ain't killers. Everybody locked up ain't killers. Nobody wants to die. You get around somebody that might kill you, that's a little scary.
How do we know that he didn't know them?
That we don't know yet.
That's
And I do
true.
believe there is some type of connection.
There's
I
got to
think there
be.
is. I think there is a connection, but it's not like he was hanging out with them. I don't think every weekend or anything like
Can
that.
I have a cigarette?
He knew one of them though.
Yeah, he knew what. I think he was corresponding with one of them, and I honestly do, and I feel like that was the target, and then everybody else was collateral damage. Is my opinion. I don't think that was. I don't think he went in to murder 4 people. I think he went to
No.
murder that one person, but then there was 4 people in the house that he had to do because they were fighting and they were a threat to him. I don't
Yeah, I
think he
believe.
killed Dylan because Dylan wasn't a threat to him. Dylan froze or whatever Dylan did. She didn't pose a threat or scream or, like come at him like what Ethan or Xana potentially did.
Yeah, I
And I think
believe that. Yeah, he went upstairs. He killed Maddie and them first, and as he was coming down the stairs, he was confronted by Ethan at the doorway, and they got into
right.
a fight, and he killed Ethan, then killed Xana, and then in that, I don't even think he sees Dylan. I don't even think he knows Dylan's there. I think he's hyper focused. He had just gotten that confrontation with Ethan. His adrenaline's pumping. He kills them. His instinct is to get out the house, and he walks right by and don't even see her.
That's
I
very
can see that
possible.
happening. I can see that happening.
Me too.
Because
And I
if
can
you kill her, you're gonna try to take out all the witnesses, of course. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
So, and in the amount of time he was in there, he was not really in what they say 6 minutes. He was in that house, killed all them people within 6 minutes.
Mm.
That's
that
that's
was
pretty that's
disappointing.
pretty
He had an
quick.
agenda. He went in there with an agenda, so he knew who he was going to kill first.
He definitely knew the layout of the house for sure.
Yeah.
And my thing is this: did he go use that ladder or anything and come in through the top floor? I'm still curious to how he got into that house.
I think he got in through the back sliding door.
Then my thing is, why did he walk past Ethan and Xana, go upstairs, kill them, then come downstairs and kill Ethan and Xana? See, it's kind of why did he go past them, and then come back and kill them? He would have had to.
Question.
He'd have had to
Maybe-
loop around. But if you always notice in that picture of the house, there's a ladder that sits right beside the upstairs deck.
Yeah.
And to me, he looks big enough that he could do a pull up. He looks in enough shape that he could jump up, grab that deck, maybe pull up and climb up on it and go through the top floor. Or use that ladder that was sitting on the side of the house.
I think I don't know. It's weird. There's so many options of where he could have gone in and come out because that bottom, that thing right next to the bottom window too was like on the second floor at the back.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
I like to
where
know
he
how
was
they're
off.
saying if he entered the back door, he knew about the house. Okay? Because how would he know to enter the back door?
I honestly feel like, to me, I think that he was in the house before. That's why his phone tried to connect with the Wi-Fi, in my opinion, is because he was in that house before. And I think he was in there when nobody else was in there. So he
That
could get
might
the
be
way out
true
of
because
that.
he was breaking in. Because what we're hearing allegedly now is he broke into another woman's home and installed video cameras for her.
Right.
Well, he
Installed
broke in and then came back later and helped her install the cameras for security.
Right. That's
Allegedly.
so sick and sadistic. Ugh.
He's a sick little puppy.
He's a
Right.
creeper.
Yeah, he is.
So, I mean, and this had been going on with him a long time because, you know, we look back at all the stuff that he was writing when he was young. It was almost like he was crying out for help, but just in the wrong place. Like the internet ain't here to really help you. You know what I'm saying? If you're crying out on the internet, that ain't the place. You need to cry out to a psychiatrist, a professional, a doctor, or something like that. But when you're crying out to the internet, there ain't really too much on the internet that's going to help you. The internet loves train wrecks. They want to see the downfall of people. They don't ever want to see nobody win.
What's really sad too is that his family, his sister is a psychologist or psychiatrist, one, and you would think that she would be able to tell and like try to get him help as well.
Well, allegedly, the
But-
thing is, they're saying she knew now. The word on the street. The word on the street. I'm just saying allegedly,
Right.
and the word on the street is she knew.
Mhm. But I mean, before he did
What's
this,
up, Mab?
Hey, what's up?
hey,
Got
Mab,
Hey, I ain't seen you in a while, Mab.
Hey, what's up?
You got to
How
turn
you
us off in the
doing,
background,
I
Mab.
got you turned off in the background.
Mab's a boss. He got him a new tooth.
Oh, good.
Yeah, see that?
I
I seen
can't
the picture,
see
Mab.
it.
I'm in nobody can see me, I guess.
You're in
No.
the dark,
no, you're.
allegedly.
I'm blacked out.
Blacked out.
How you feeling, Mab?
Blacked out.
You see them indict Kohlberger?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he gets for being a killer.
Yeah. He's
That's
a
why
killer.
That's why you don't kill people in this world.
His
'Cause
whole
you-
demeanor, you can tell he did it.
Yeah. An innocent person wouldn't sit like that. He sits like a guilty person.
Yeah. And the way he looks, bushy eyebrows, that's what gives it away.
He does got the bushy eyebrows, like the girl said. My understanding, allegedly, they have the K-bar. You know, they have
Got the
IDs. They
K-bar?
found it. That's what I'm hearing, if they have the K-bar. And that allegedly. And they got IDs of a couple other people.
Yeah, because we know he had IDs at the Pennsylvania house.
Yeah, to two other women that ain't them.
I want to know who those other IDs are because they
This
said
ain't his
IDs
first
were the
rodeo,
plural.
folks.
What, man?
This is not his first rodeo.
It's not.
I don't think so either. He's been creeping. What if he's been working up the nerve to this, though?
He's probably been working up the nerve to do more than one at a time.
Yeah.
Because I watched a show, I don't know, months ago where I think it was in Oregon
Uh-huh.
that a couple of people got murdered that,
Yeah, I know. I heard about that. But I don't think he was in Oregon at that time.
you know, there was two people that got murdered that were in the vegan, I think he met in vegan restaurants.
Hey, public house landlord, I see you. Turn your camera off. What's good with your brother?
Good, mate. Are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad at all. How's it going?
Yeah, we just chilling.
Yeah, no, I thought I'd come up. Kohlberger's looking a bit dodgy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely looking dodgy. Ain't my word, but if it was, he damn sure look dodgy.
Yeah.
He don't look guilty. He just, I mean, look at him. He's just a matter of a fact. Is the way he's looking.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just his look or his demeanor, but he does have that cocky appearance. I mean, he could be the nicest guy on the damn planet. I don't know, but he just appears cocky, and when you hear him, he just sounds cocky.
He probably is a nice guy until he gets you alone.
Until he gets you alone. Yeah, I know, right? Till you wake up and he's standing over you with a damn K-bar knife.
But I don't know.
I mean, just him buying the knife alone, that being a type of murder weapon, him being there, the eyewitness, the bushy eyebrows. I mean, to me, it's a slam dunk.
I think he got the knife in Pennsylvania at a shop in Pennsylvania.
I thought he ordered it offline.
Yeah, I thought it was Amazon.
Amazon. Yeah, I know he got the knife sheath off Amazon.
Right.
So,
when does his trial start?
Might be the sheath then, I don't know.
October 2nd.
That long?
Yeah.
That's really fast, actually, if you think
Yeah.
about it.
I thought
Compared
so
to like
too.
other murder trials.
Yeah, look at Valo. It took her, what, 3 years to get?
3 years for Valo.
Yeah.
Sorry, hi, Mab.
It's been almost a year in before Leilani. So, I mean, it takes some time.
That's quick though for a crime like this.
I can hear you.
Dumpling's wondering who's on panel.
Mab's on panel. Don's on panel. Granny Bassmaster and Public House. The landlord is on panel.
Public house landlord, where are you from? If you don't mind. I mean, you don't have to say city, but.
No, it's
like,
okay. It's okay.
area.
Originally, I'm from Manchester in the UK, but at the moment I live in Spain.
Spain. I like to go to both places.
Yeah, Spain's better than the UK for me.
I mean, I want to do some traveling. I just now got over the big fear of flying. And I just noticed that the airport, they got nonstop flights to LA. I kind of want to go to LA, and then I want to visit like the place I want to, I guess I'm going to risk flying across the pond for first is I want to go to Japan. I always have.
Perfect. They've got some great airports there as well, weirdly.
They got what there?
That's what I do for I'm in that business, so yeah, they've got some great facilities in Japan.
Great high-speed trains too.
Yeah, I've always wanted to visit Japan. I always thought it'd be cool, like a damn ninja movie.
Yeah, and then you can get dressed up in one of those like dresses and wear some weird shoes and stuff.
I don't know about all that, but I just want to go hang out. Maybe catch a metal show. I know there's a big metal scene in Japan.
It's heavy, isn't it? Yeah. Apparently it's really big.
Yeah.
Going on vacation to Florida this Friday.
Are you?
Yeah. Key West.
Key West. Big money.
Hey, man.
Mad about to go out and show off that $5,000 tooth.
Hey, Dolly.
Yeah.
Baby, I'm going to get off. This dog's going crazy.
All right, Granny, you be good.
All right, you be good.
Bye,
Y'all watch
Granny.
Top Notch.
All right.
Bye.
Peace. Every time she says that top-notch stuff, it makes me think of Tom Cruise. I don't know why.
She's
Watch
so
it top
sweet. I
notch.
love her.
Hey, Dolly.
Yes, Bab.
I was watching a certain channel last night, and apparently you make 20 grand a month on soap and ripping people off and shit.
Dude, I made 20 grand a month. Shit, I wouldn't be sitting here if I made 20 grand a month. I'd be in my Bentley. I'd be in my Bentley. I wish I had 20 grand.
Three of the 5 were up in there talking shit.
Well, trust me, man, but if I had 20 grand, I'd be sitting here iced out with a damn Rolex. I don't even got a Timex.
Was that in the crack house?
That kind of money.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
was at the crack hive.
Why would you be saving up for a truck if you had freaking 20 grand a month?
Yeah, right. I ain't got a
Brand new-
$20,000 truck. You know
Brand
what
new
I'm saying?
Land
Definitely
Rover.
have your 4-wheeler by now if that was the case.
Hell yeah, in the ramps. You know, so
And the wrap for the camper.
yeah, so
You're making all that money
Man,
selling
Tanner.
Adam soap.
yeah, they can hate all they want, but they just hate because they ain't me. Matter of fact, speaking of which, you can save 50% right now on all lotions and scent rollers when you use the promo code manufacturing.
I guess that was 10, 12 years ago, the manufacturing, right?
Who the fuck if I know? Who cares?
That's what she
Doesn't
said.
matter.
Who cares? I don't worry about people that shoot and rob people and sell drugs. That ain't the kind of people I like to be around.
Yeah.
You would have been done had that 4-wheeler. You're right. I don't know. I don't know where they come up with this imaginary money. I wish I had.
And to spend 7 hours talking about it is amazing.
Amazing.
Was
Yeah.
that last night, man?
What's that?
Was that last night?
I think so. It was a replay. It might have been when I watched it. It was like 5 hours before.
I think I might have gone in there, quickly and give him a load of crap and then unsubscribed.
I think somebody from here went up there and
Yeah, I think it might be me.
got into it with her. I think it was.
No, I didn't go up there, but I went in there and it was just a load of crap. I've never been in there before, but I had a look.
Yeah, well, them are just hate channels. You know what I'm saying? They won't even be here long. Before you know it, you'll go to click on that channel one day and it'll be gone. You can't sit around and build a whole channel off of hate because then eventually you're just going to be. I look at all the other hate channels. They end up getting clipped.
Yeah, exactly. My wife said that she'd been buying like thumbs up and stuff. I was like, what? So that's why I had a quick look last night. So I just went in and gave her some shit and then bowed out.
Well, when you start messing with the algorithm and you're buying things and likes and shit like that, and you're cheating the system, YouTube has ways of figuring that out, and they're just going to kick you.
Right. You should come over and buy Dolly soap and get something for her money.
You can't cheat the system. You know what I'm saying?
I just wanted to go up and see what all this Soapgate shit was about.
Soapgate 2023. Right now, promo code manufacturing saves you 50% on all my lotions and scent rollers, baby.
I'm gonna pick that up when I get off here.
So I don't worry. To me, I just think it's a big commercial for me. They're talking about me, and then all it's going to do is the people that hate me, they're going to come over here to see what I say, and all it's doing is helping my views. That's it.
It's free advertising.
You know what I'm saying? They're talking Dolly all day. Once they realize they're losing, I don't care if they talk about me. They can talk about me all they want. What can they say? What can they say at this point that ain't been said about me?
Yeah,
right.
And that's very true.
Yep.
Because I was in Molly's panel, or not panel, but like in her chat before I even knew you, Dolly. And you had challenged her to come over to your panel and talk or something one night. And I'm like, Dolly, who is this Dolly? And she's like, who the hell is Dolly? And so it made all of us want to come and see who is Dolly. And then I've been stuck ever since.
Oh yeah, the Molly thing. But that was my thing back in the day, is I was trying to get everybody to say, who's Dolly? You know what I'm saying? Because I came on the scene and nobody knew who I was. So I was taking clips of people saying, who's Dolly? Who's Dolly? Who's Dolly? Right? They all know who Dolly is now, 1 year later. We don't see nobody going, who's Dolly anymore.
Absolutely.
But I seen a big billboard that said, who is Swamp Sniper? Is a YouTube billboard when you're driving down the interstate. I'm like, I need one of those. But it reminded me of something I would do, because the whole who is Dolly in the early days, this guy has a sign that says, who is Swamp Sniper? That's all his sign says.
That's the guy that does the vampire stuff or whatever, or zombie stuff.
No, he does, the airsoft stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to take yourself, Dolly. You'll have to take yourself to a billboard and put your stuff up.
Like Steve-O?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he had himself taped to the big ass billboard. They made him get down because it was dangerous. Fire department made him get down.
They had to rescue him, didn't they?
Yeah, they had him duct taped to a damn billboard sign. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
He is crazy.
Dolly, do you have an update on if you're going down to Summer's vigil this year?
15th is the date. I don't make the
Right.
date. The date is the date. So yeah.
You still going?
Yeah, I'm still going. My plan is to go.
Yeah.
That's
Fair
awesome.
enough.
I just had to clear up that trouble here in Virginia that I was in them
Yeah.
court dates and stuff, and all that's done behind me, so
Good.
yeah, I'm good to go.
Good to go. Awesome.
Nice one. Nice one.
I mean, I still got one little hiccup on the way, but hopefully that goes well too.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, you've got video though, haven't you?
Huh?
Video proof. You grab the video proof though. You grab the bullhorn, not the hand.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
But we just see how that plays out, and then from there, it'll be a lot easier to know what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to start saying, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and then I'm like trapped doing something else or stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
Then I can't do none of that shit. So
100.
But I think everything's going to go good. It's going to go better than Bryan Kohlberger. I can tell you that.
Yes, it will.
I ain't going to be sitting there like Bryan Kohlberger.
Yeah.
I'm facing misdemeanor charges. He's facing the damn death penalty.
I know. Yes, I understand. Yes,
and he's wearing orange.
I've got the
And I won't be wearing orange when I walk into the courtroom.
green.
See, we got a thing here in our city, and I heard this to be true as hell. When you're in jail, if you're wearing red and you go to court, you're getting the max. You're getting the worst sentence you can get. Because because this is how they do it. If you're a threat in the jail, or you assault an inmate, or you assault somebody or a staff member, they're going to put you in the 87. They're going to dress you in red. So when you go to court and you walk out there in red, the judge already knows that you're acting up in the back. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They color you. So when you walk out there and you in that red, and then people that walk out there in red, them the ones that be getting them football numbers thrown at them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know you've already assaulted somebody in the jail. You're already acting crazy in the back. So you walk out there in that, they know you're high risk. So they end up giving you more time. When you walk out there in this city, you want to be in gray.
Or white.
You want to be in gray. That means you're a trustee. You're trusted in the jail. You know what I'm saying? And then when you go to court, the judge will go, okay, well, you're being good in the jail. Here, they give you like the light sentence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of color coordinated.
Yeah. You have to get in the gardens or the kitchen though.
Yeah, I mean, once you do that, you're going to get out. You know what I'm saying?
Who's having a shower?
I don't know.
Not me.
Mab? That you, Mab?
What?
Is that water running behind you?
Oh, my wife's dumping out my smoothies because I don't drink them anymore.
Oh, okay. How's her hand doing?
Surgery. She shouldn't be doing that.
How's her hand? That's what I was just about to ask.
Yeah, she had finger surgery a couple days ago.
How's her
Tell
hand?
the Wi-Fi.
How's your hand, honey?
It's good.
It's good,
Oh.
she said.
Sore, but
Sore, but good.
Tipping that down the drain then.
Ah, that's good to hear.
She's got plastic or rubber gloves on.
Uh-oh, you might die tonight,
Yeah, I
Mab.
know.
That's the first sign of a serial killer. She got them rubber gloves on.
Washing the big knife right now.
Oh, Lord.
She's gonna BK your butt.
She got bushy eyebrows. How's her eyebrows looking? Are they bushy?
I don't have to get rid of these.
I just know this. I ain't marrying any woman that I can't dig a hole big enough to put her body in.
I got a tractor for that.
He said, I got a tractor for that. I'm just playing.
I could pick her up with the grappling bucket and drill a hole with the hydraulic drill rig and stuff her right. I got a 2-foot drill bit.
You know, in
Put her around about 9 feet, no problem.
You know, like the Wild West, remember when they would measure you for your coffin? That's how you need to do one. That's how I'm going to do my next wife. I'm going to be like, okay, let me see.
That's where I buried my 2 white labs. I just dug a hole about 6 feet deep, dropped them in side by side.
Well, I said my next wife. I ain't never been married. I'm just playing.
Convenience there.
So I don't know. I'm just waiting for them to come out and say that Bryan Kohlberger is a serial killer, because then I could say, "Ha ha! I told y'all so. I was right," you know. But yet they haven't found. I've been saying it.
I believe he is.
Because I completely get like Ted Bundy vibes from him. He could be like Ted Bundy's son. Like, look at the side view. That's what I said. If you just look at his side view, and I said, "Hey," and you didn't know, and I said, "Hey, this is Ted Bundy's son," you would go, "Oh, damn, he kind of looks like Ted Bundy. Kind of looks like his dad."
Kind of like I look like Albert Fish.
Yeah. I mean, maybe crazy just has a look, and that's the look. But that's what it reminds me of, is Ted Bundy.
Well, you know, his mom was obsessed with Ted Bundy too.
His mom?
His mom was obsessed with Ted Bundy, they said. Allegedly.
That's weird, because the son came out like Ted Bundy.
You're right.
You know?
Dolly, you think the parents knew, huh?
Yeah, I do. I do believe they knew. I believe the sister suspected him. I'm pretty sure when they went there, they knew he did it.
I'm always wondering about that guy that committed suicide. If he didn't have some connection to Kohlberger.
Oh, you talking about the one they found in the lake?
No, the one that shot himself in an apartment complex or something.
Oh, I don't know.
On the Washington.
I mean, Kohlberger had that one friend that he liked to run with, that he would go jogging with. And he seemed a little weird, but I don't know, weird, like he didn't have that look like Ted Bundy or nothing.
Yeah, the running partner just seemed like he just needed company on the route. Like,
yeah, like he seemed a little strange, but not. He seemed a little strange, but not killer strange. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just strange dude strange, regular strange, not serial killer strange.
Matt, are you talking about the mass kill, like the one that was when they were on their way back from Washington, the one that they had the shootout with the police? Is that the friend you're talking about, or the person you're talking about?
He's jogging with at night, and the dude said he liked Bryan because he would always go running with him, and it didn't matter what time it was. They could go running at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he would just go jogging with him. And he said when he was caught, he couldn't believe it because he didn't seem like that type of person.
He probably took that time to like stalk people on the cool.
He's good at running then.
Yeah.
Without that guy knowing.
Him.
And from what I'm hearing, they have the murder weapon. Can anyone find the name of the movie his sister did? I know it was a horror movie. His sister was in a horror movie, but I don't remember the name of it. Somebody had told me at one point.
It's an independent movie. I don't know.
Yeah, and she's a psychiatrist. Her brother's a serial killer, allegedly. He was getting fit in preparation. Yeah, because if you noticed, when he put out that thing, one of his questions was there any confrontation or something like that during your crime? Because I think he thought he was going to have to defend himself. And I don't think Bryan, even though he was a big guy, I don't think he could fight really well. Or he thought in his mind he could fight really well. Because I think he was scared of confrontation. And when he put out that survey, I think that's why it was one of those questions, because he thought, well, if I kill some people, what do I do if I'm confronted? Am I going to have to fight somebody? So I think that was in his mind, that he may bump into somebody like Ethan.
And that's why he carried a knife.
Yeah, because one, if you didn't have that big ass dude there, he could have went in there and killed those girls without a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, he carried the weapons, I believe, because of you may be confronted by a threat, a man.
Correct.
I ain't saying a woman can't be a threat, but I'm saying the bigger threat is the man. And Ethan was a big boy too. He wasn't a little guy.
No.
So maybe he did know that Ethan hung out there, or there would be maybe the possibility there could be some big ass dude there.
Ethan got tore up pretty good too, from what I hear.
Yeah, a lot of defensive wounds.
Like
One of
he had what? Didn't he like slice his legs where he couldn't
his foot, I
walk
think
or
his
run?
Achilles was, or his foot or his Achilles was damn near cut off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. The movie that Brian Kohlberger's sister was in is called 2 Days Back, and it was released in 2011.
2011, 2 days back.
And her name is Amanda.
The psychologist one?
I don't know if it's a psychologist one. Doesn't he have two sisters?
Yeah, he has 2 sisters.
But that was the one that was in the horror film.
I
They're
just
so
know.
quiet.
I just know he was. I don't know if he took boxing and PA for a while, but I know he was a heavier set guy at one point, and then he lost a little bit of weight. You know.
Oh yeah,
And
he
they-
used to be a fat ass.
well, I wouldn't say. You know, what's being nice about it? He's
Well,
a heavier
big,
size guy.
Chunky monkey.
He
Big
was a
bone.
chunky dunker.
He was big boned it a little bit, and you know, I'm sure he got rejected a lot, and you know it.
But
And
didn't-
that made it
didn't the
cause him
slap for that?
to not like women as much. You know what I'm saying?
We saw all those writings he did. You know, hearing voices and shit.
Yeah, and you add that to it, you know.
And add that to the hate of women for being rejected for so long.
Yeah.
And wasn't
Then
he
he got
like,
shaved.
sorry, wasn't he a drug addict? Or...
Well, he
junkie
was.
too, yeah.
Yeah, he was doing bad drugs there for a while too.
High school,
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, yeah. So
It
that's
could
when
be a
he
very
lost
big
the weight.
combination.
I
Add
mean,
it all together and you get a serial killer.
when you look at him, I don't get like the junkie vibe though from
No,
him. Like
exactly.
his person, I just but it's just weird. He's a
And
weird
that's
character.
exactly what I said. I said exactly that to my wife the other day. I said, "There's no way he looks like a junkie. He just doesn't. Even though he's in prison, he's looking like he's eating. He's looking like he's washing. He doesn't look like a junkie."
Yeah, he looks
No.
well kept. You know
He
what I'm
was
saying?
back in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying even in high school he was
I don't know
heavier.
what he looked like then, but
And I know, but he got into working out at some point too, because he
But
lost
didn't
all
he
the
have
weight. And got all, because they said he became a bully. He started bullying his friend.
oh right.
That's right.
So
Oh.
at some point he was, a decent dude, and then being picked on, he got all in shape, and then he became the bully. I mean, it
The worm
happens.
has turned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Crazy.
and then he
Do we
went
know
on to be.
do we know anything about his parents or anything like that? Any, I hate to say it, but any like.
We
stuff
know
in
his
there?
mama's into being on the internet and serial killers. Okay.
Oh, really? What?
Yeah.
She is against the death penalty.
She's against the death penalty. Yeah.
What? You
Didn't
know all
they-
this?
Didn't they pass a bill or introduce a bill to bring back firing squad in Idaho?
Did they? I don't know. That'd be cool though.
I think they did.
I think they did,
she
yeah.
might have-
I have become fluffy in the past. Ain't nothing wrong with being fluffy. Ain't nothing wrong with being skinny. Ain't nothing wrong with being you.
Be nice to see that
There
firing
is something wrong with being a
this guy.
serial killer.
There's definitely a problem with being a serial killer.
Yep.
But I believe he had these fantasies for a long time. This started back when he was young, and
Yeah.
he's been fantasizing about killing people for a long time, and he slowly worked his way to the point he's at. Now, I don't know if he's killed anybody before, but I believe he has for sure, or animals or something. He's done
Yeah,
something.
Animals, definitely.
You don't just pop out and kill 4 people.
No, not like the way he did.
He was 15 when he was having those writings on 4chan.
Yeah.
15, 16, they say.
That's
And
right
so,
before
I
he
mean,
started
he
doing
already had
heroin.
that. Yeah, that was before the heroin. So who knows what that did to
I think
the
he used the
mindset he already
heroin.
had.
I think he used the heroin to tamp down the urges he was having.
I don't know. When you're young and your mind's not fully developed, and you're putting them crazy ass drugs in your brain, it could alter your brain. You're like
It changes you.
Yeah, yeah, he might be, drug abuse from a young age may have fucked this dude's head up. It may be these drugs that have led him here. You know what I'm saying? Because if he already had mental health issues, you start adding narcotics on top of that,
And your brain's developing at that moment. Like
several.
25.
I mean, I think that's the worst time for anybody to do any drugs is when they're a young person because their brain is developing. And you hear people say when they start abusing drugs at a certain age, their brain kind of locks in at that age, it stops developing.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of people like, well, Candace acts like she's 16. Well, she probably started drinking and abusing drugs when she's 16, and she's kind of locked into that 16-year-old mindset because her brain never grew after that.
Correct.
Because you look at her and she acts like a 16-year-old. She really does. She does not act like a grown woman. And it does stump them at that age.
It's like the missing link.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think nobody knows really in this world what makes somebody flip that switch and just want to hurt people for nothing. That is a scary thing. There's something in people that snaps, I think, or and then once I think people that are capable of doing these things, they don't want to be here anymore anyway. They don't want to be a part of this world anymore when they've chose to do these things.
It's almost like suicide by murder.
Police. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to be here anymore. Their world is miserable. And they don't, if they're plotting and planning on hurting, if they're getting pleasure out of somebody else's pain, their world is miserable.
That's why I think the school shooters are cowards because they really want to off themselves, but they're too much of a wuss, so they go out in a hail
death by cop or something like that, but this dude, I do believe with his education, I believe he knew he was going to get caught. If he left that sheaf there, he left that sheaf there purposely.
On purpose, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
or
maybe.
Or could it have been planted, the sheath, with his DNA? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, so many people are quick to say crooked police and they plant shit, OJ, Mark Furman, stuff like that. But the truth is this, that the defense is going to spend anything to try to get you off. But the facts are people are psychotic killers. And it just, if you spin things the right way and you muddy the waters and you got enough money, you can buy your freedom in this country. We've seen that. This dude don't have that. He don't have the OJ. Wow. He don't have the star power that a OJ had. He's done.
OJ was guilty as shit, Furman or not.
Yeah, this dude is like if I went out and committed a crime, he's going to prison forever. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no celebrity. He's like me, a nobody. Your ass is done.
Yep. You got one or two choices. You either admit to something that you've done and get like a lenient sentence, or as much as they allow.
Well, at this point,
against it and then get tucked up.
Well, at this point, let's say he didn't do it, right?
Okay.
Let's say he didn't do it. He better say he did, because if he says he didn't, he's dying.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they got overwhelming evidence, and everybody in this whole country thinking you guilty. They're going to find you guilty, and you're going to get the death penalty. If
I have a prediction.
If you
prediction on that, he's gonna plea to not get the death penalty, and then he's gonna confess.
That's what I said. That he's going to take a plea to plead guilty in exchange for life in prison.
Yeah, that's what I think. But we'll find out at that point if he's really a psychopath, narcissist type person. Because if he is, then he might not do anything. He might just sit back,
Yeah, and take it to trial. You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you'll be able to see right there. And if he decides to make the stupidest choices he could do in this part of the journey, that's going to be letting it go to trial, because he's going to be found guilty. He's going to be sentenced to death. It's still, but here's my thing. I don't think he cares. Like I said, when people do this stuff, I don't think they want to be here anyway. Does he really care he's going to be sentenced to death? I think he knew that with the lives of those people.
He looks quite happy there, to be fair.
You know?
He looks quite happy with himself, quite happy with the situation,
Smug.
fairly calm, you know.
And
Smug, yeah.
here's one other thing I want to point out. The judge asked him, "Do you understand the charges you being read?" And he said yes. So if he understood them today, he understood the consequences the night he took those girls' lives. He didn't just realize now I'm going to prison for the rest of my life. When he stabbed that girl the very first time, that blade entered her body, he knew he was going to prison for the rest of his life. He knew.
Correct.
So it ain't a shocker to him. It ain't a surprise. He's been known this. That's why he can sit there with no emotion, because he's been known the outcome of this. You know the outcome.
Maybe
I still want to know what happened on those hours between when Dylan went to sleep and when they called, you know, before noon.
Me too. But everybody in this chat room knows right now, if we picked up a knife and went out and stabbed somebody to death, that we're going to prison for the rest of our life. He also knew that.
Unless he's that weird, right? So
and thinks he can get away with it. Nah.
Unless he got away with it before.
Exactly.
That's true too.
He knew the potential was there to go to prison. Whether he thought he was smart enough to outdo it or not, I think he thinks if I get caught, I have a way out because he's so smart. But then on the same token, he doesn't realize how hard it was to do that kind of crime and leave as much evidence as he did. Like, it's one thing to have, you know, physical evidence at the scene, but you have all kinds of evidence other than that leading from your home to the house and back. I
mean, was it not 20,000 or something ridiculous pieces of evidence that they've got?
Terabytes.
20,000.
Yeah,
So,
terabytes of data and thousands of pictures, I guess.
Yeah, when we're yet to hear what computer evidence they got really against them. You know what I'm saying?
That's the big point, I think, in this case. I think
like what he was searching, what he was looking at, what he was buying, what kind of weird things he was into.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
saw Annie Elise with Peter Tragos a couple days ago explaining this whole indictment thing. She had Peter Tragos on live. It was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Now she is the one that got all the inside information of what was left before everybody else knew. She had the inside scoop.
That's where I was getting the inside. Yeah, I was hearing it from her.
Yeah,
she wasn't 100 though, but she was every bit of 90.
Yeah, she's on the island too.
Hey, and let me tell you this: for 90%, that's good numbers on the internet. You batting 90%, you almost psychic.
She's good.
You know what I'm saying? You batting 90, you almost FBI to me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be right about everything. She was right about enough. So I watch her now. I'm like, okay, I had to listen to this chick.
She definitely does her research.
And she knows some people. She has to.
Well, yeah, she got Peter Tragos on.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it ain't what you know, it's who you know. And she knew some shit because somebody was leaking some shit to her. You know, there's no doubt in my mind. I was like, okay, this shit's leaking because this girl's knowing shit that the FBI knows.
Coffin Dodger. It's got to be her.
Yeah, I guess you've been around long enough and you've been in true crime. You start to know people. This person knows her. She got some connection somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely does.
So, but he ain't getting out of this one. I don't see no exit strategy other than pleading to a deal and begging for his life.
Exactly.
And that's what
it probably just like end his own life, you know.
He ain't gonna do that. I don't see him doing that. And they probably got him on suicide watch too right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, inside the jail because he's a high risk inmate. You know, he's probably by himself, 23-1, and they're watching. They're probably checking on him about every 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's time to kill himself.
Yeah, And they'll ask them too. They'll ask them when you go into jail, do you think about hurting yourself or anything like that? And he says no. They might not even be watching them like that, because if they don't think you're going to hurt yourself, they ain't sweating you.
Yeah,
if they think
exactly.
you're going to,
personal. Yeah,
they don't like for you to hurt yourself, because then they could be held responsible and the jail could get sued, things like that. So they don't want you like
and it
unaliving yourself.
It takes up the manpower, doesn't it, as well? All these people on suicide watch, they've got like 5 or 6 screws sat around watching people 24/7, you know?
Yeah, but
plus it's a vegan diet. Everybody else is on trays.
Well, you can believe with his charges, whatever facility he's being housed in, he's in the Supermax part of it.
Mm.
You know.
Can you imagine the abuse he's getting?
Well, he don't look like he got any marks on him.
I know. I mean, verbal, you know.
Yeah, verbally probably. And you remember, he don't seem as nervous this time either, because he ain't honest. Remember when he looked like he had been digging at his neck and face?
Yeah.
Remember when in the first one he was all scratched up?
Yeah.
I think that happened in the murders.
No, I don't think that happened from the murders. I think his nervousness, because you can see him twitching in his face. I think he's one of them people that like scratches at his face when he gets anxiety, because I suffer from anxiety, and I think he's like, I think he's scratching himself, and sometimes that can be a nervous reaction. You see what I'm saying? And I think I think he did it out of nerves, and he was scratching his neck, and I think it was from him.
100%. I agree with that.
If it would have been from the girls in the murder, they would have been deep. They wouldn't have been fresh scratches, because they called him way later. These were fresh scratches on his neck while he was in jail. And I was thinking, okay,
he didn't have any injuries from doing those 4 people, though.
I don't believe so.
I think he was just getting used to the bed sheets in jail.
If he didn't have no injuries on his hand, where did the 1 drop of blood come from that was on the sheath of the knife?
It wasn't blood. I think it was just DNA from a fingerprint.
I think it was touch DNA potentially. I don't think it was blood. I think it was touch DNA, because that's what the Texas lab specializes in.
Is touch DNA?
Uh-huh.
How fast did that DNA come back, and how did they round it down to a relative of his so quickly? I was talking to Betty about this.
And they didn't arrest him instantly when it came back either.
I heard it was 3 days that it came back.
And they let him, like they were watching him, but they didn't make the arrest for a few. That's what I'm saying. They had the DNA back for a couple of days, and they didn't make the arrest for a couple of days later. They gave him that couple of days. I don't know if they were just preparing and putting everything in place, but it seemed like
was it not his dad's DNA or something? I heard there's some family DNA on the
it was something family, and it led them to him. Yeah,
that's weird.
That's how it is these days. You can't get it because everything is ancestry, DNA.
He wasn't in the system.
And of course, they're going to start soon. It'll be like when a baby's born, they're going to take its DNA, so it's on record and on file.
Well, you get tagged. You get tagged with a little microchip as soon as you're born. Boom, done.
That way, because somebody murders you or something, they got to find out who you are and things of that nature. So, the only people that should really worry about their DNA being on file is bad people. Right? Because they don't come and arrest good people. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that. They usually come and arrest bad ass people. And like, I don't worry about cameras and stuff like that, because if you're not committing a crime, you don't have to worry about it. I don't give a damn. I know some people don't want to be watched, but to me, it's like, if you ain't committing a crime, why would you worry about it?
I've already had 3 FBI checks on myself, and I'm clean, never been arrested.
So to me, I just think when you say like criminals don't like cameras, you know what I'm saying?
So what if you get done, right? In the States, I don't know the situation here, right?
Well, if you're in a church and you're taking care of little kids, they run an FBI background check on you. And I got a real estate license. They took my fingerprints and shit for that. And then when I bought my weapon, then I had to have another FBI check.
The only FBI check I had is when they came and checked on me.
So PJ asked what was touch DNA in the chat. And
The
it's
touch DNA was on the
basically-
button of the knife.
It's basically your skin cells, like your
Yeah.
skin cells, or bodily fluids like sweat.
It's like the
Like
greasy
that, what
shit that
happened
comes
in there
off of your hand on your fingerprint.
Yeah, but you're shedding thousands of skin cells as you're just sitting here, right? You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
tiny,
Right.
microscopic skin cells that are coming off of you as you move and things like that.
Somebody said they found blood on his pillowcase.
A stain.
A stain.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
But I don't think it's come back as blood or anything that matched. Or if it did, it hasn't leaked yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, but naturally, I would say this: if you came in my house, you would find my DNA in my house. You know, like blood. You'd probably find some blood for me. Maybe it stubbed a toe or anything, cut my hand. But I would think you would find some type of blood in my house. I mean, if you microscopically searched it, you know what I'm saying? Just from over the years, cutting my foot or anything. But so to see a stain on something, he could have nicked himself shaving, went and laid in bed, and there's a little bit of his blood on the pillow.
Dolly,
Yeah.
you will have left DNA today if you'd like brush your face in your room or something like that. There'll be something there if they wanted to dig really deep.
Piece
You
of
would have
hair.
left DNA.
Yeah, like he left DNA in this chair he's sitting in the courtroom.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
if they started swabbing that chair for DNA, they would find his skin cells in that chair.
Sweat. They'd find sweat for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If-
But you know, my biggest one thing was the shoe print, the damn van shoe print.
That
Yeah.
didn't match him.
Didn't match him. I think it was from the kids that were cleaning up after.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
so
what-
too. That's the weird thing. That's the only curveball in it was that damn shoe print.
But that's an out for the defense.
How many kids were running around that place, walking over those kids, cleaning up drugs? I mean, come on.
Well, we know they young folks, and they most likely, I ain't gonna say they did, but we know at that age they may have been taking part in a little something. You know,
Well, all that time went by, and there was, I don't know, 10 or 15
and you know,
kids
and
out there with
look,
cops
here's the
out there.
if they did all this over because they had a little bit of smoke, and I really believe that's what it was, and because that state is hard on that, right?
Definitely.
But but right across the border, it's perfectly legal. But that state is hard on it. So I'm thinking these kids were panicking over something they shouldn't even have been panicking over.
Shouldn't have
You know what I'm
panicked for
saying?
any drugs.
I wouldn't either, but I think they had like smoking like bongs and stuff like that in the house, and they were trying to get that shit out.
Paraphernalia.
I think it's more than smoke.
Paraphernalia and shit like that. Here in Virginia, they wouldn't even put you in, you can't even get a ticket for it. So
I think
you wouldn't
they
have
were
had,
filled-
if something was to happen, I wouldn't have had to say, well, let me put this up and let me put this up or get somebody in the house to get it out. I just think that, I don't know. I think they were trying to get things out of that house.
I believe
Allegedly,
it
I
was
just think,
smoke. I believe it was smoke, pills, and probably maybe something stronger.
Well, what was the mum involved with? The mum of one of the girls was involved with some kind of drugs or something.
oh,
no?
she was involved in hard drugs and she kept getting locked up. Yeah.
Yeah. So what?
It was
You know, there's
Noodles'
obviously
mom.
a link.
Santa Cronoodle's mom.
So if you wanted to get something as a student,
And prayers for her mom and all them girls' parents.
Yeah.
I mean, it don't matter if you like. I know she was doing hard drugs and stuff, but still, her daughter died. And that
exactly.
they don't take away your loss or because you're messed up and you got your own legal issues. She's still her daughter was brutally murdered.
Yeah.
Prayers for that lady. And hopefully she gets her
point-
life straight.
I hope she
The
does.
point I was,
Yeah.
the
This
point I
may
was
be the
making,
trigger that
like,
gets her help.
yeah.
I
The
hope
point I
so.
was making is there's obviously it's easier. There's a route to drugs, I don't want to say it, but there's a route to drugs if you want to explore that, you know.
Definitely don't just say no, because look, that shit destroys lives. And I believe that, like I said, him doing drugs when he was a young man has probably altered his mind. And that next night, now he's a psycho killer. So
I think his mind was altered before he started doing drugs, and he did the drugs to tamp down the urges he was feeling.
Perfect, Mab. Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe something happened to him in his childhood or something. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. He grew up in the Poconos. He didn't look like he had it too bad, you know. But then again, you never know what's behind the walls of a house. You never know what's going, you know.
They can be deceiving.
I think he bullied his parents. I think at some point his parents are probably scared of him.
Yeah, I believe that too.
You know.
Really?
Yeah.
He didn't look too happy with his dad during those traffic stops.
He didn't look too happy with his dad. You see the way he cut his eye open. His dad looked nervous and panicky.
Start talking about killings and shit.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
He didn't even be like, man, officer, we're having some nice weather. Why you pull us over? Nothing. Like, you know, we enjoying our day. Why you fucking with us? Or nothing. Just like, yeah, man, it's mass shooting. We just coming down. We just, you know, it seems so nervous.
Yeah, he's like, Dad,
shut up.
Look, I had a cop pull me over one time. He's like, why are you so nervous? I was like, because you make me nervous. I was like, cops make me nervous, dude. He's like, oh, okay.
I always get calm when I get pulled over. Because
he said, why are you nervous? I was like, because you make me nervous.
I got a switch I can turn on. That's the calm switch.
No, I don't
I always use that when I got pulled over, and I never got in trouble, even though I should have.
I don't know what it is. I can be driving down the street 100% perfectly legal, not breaking one law in this world, hadn't committed one crime. A cop gets behind me and I get nervous.
Yeah. Do you freeze? Does your body freeze, Jimmy?
No, not that nervous. But I get like, I don't know. I get a little nervous. Like,
I can't even drive properly. I'm stuck with a copper behind me. The police behind me.
Once they get behind me, I'm like, oh man. They're going to pull me for something stupid. They're going to pull me for something stupid. This is about to cost me a couple $100 because, you know, every time you get a ticket, you got to pay the ticket. You got to pay court costs. You got to pay something. And they always try to find something. I probably have a tail light out or something. So every time they get behind me, I get nervous. I'm like, I don't know what they might take. I don't know. You never know with the police.
Me too.
You don't know what kind of encounter it's going to be.
Go ahead.
Sorry, like Mab said, that is like, you know, you've always, if there's something, if the police are behind you, you're always like panicking anyway. So you end up making a mistake. Do you either want to drive too slow, too fast? You know, where's the nice position on the speed? You know, I don't know.
Should I turn right now?
Did you think, you know, if I turn right, they're going to think I'm ducking them? Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. Pull into the garage, they follow you in. Oh, God.
I check my mirror every 7 seconds when I drive just because crazy people on the road. And so I catch cops way before they see me.
Well, I had a cop pull me over one time when I was like 19. And he said, your license is suspended. I said, my license ain't suspended. He said, yeah, they are. He's like, but I ain't going to give you a ticket, but you ain't driving as a car away from here. I was like, man, I live about 5 miles down the street. He's like, you better start walking. Look, I swear, listen. My license wasn't suspended. I shit you not. My license was not suspended. This dude said, you are not driving that car. You better start walking. And literally made me walk. I went to DMV. I went to DMV. My license was not suspended. I told him, I said, my license ain't suspended. He said, yeah, it is.
I got pulled over before I even had a license. My brother was in the passenger seat, and we switched seats once we got pulled over. But I was right in front of my house, and the cop came around to the passenger side and said, hello, driver.
Hello, driver. Yeah, you busted, homie.
But he didn't give me a ticket or nothing. Nothing happened. They were cool back then.
Yeah, cops ain't that cool these days.
Back in the 80s.
So,
79.
But yeah. It was when I was a young buck. He told me my license was, I don't know if he just did it to mess with me or if it came, a computer mistake, because that was the early computer days. But he's like, yeah, your license is suspended. I was like, nah, it ain't, man. I ain't never even got a ticket. How my license is suspended? He says, coming back from DMV, suspended. You ain't driving that vehicle away from here. I was like, damn, I walked. It was summertime, all hot. I go to DMV, and they're like, yeah, your license ain't suspended. I'm like, damn.
I used to know a guy who had a Firebird that was all souped up, and he would run from cops up on a place called Highway 9 up in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and his car was so fast they could never catch him.
Did they ever catch him?
We never caught him.
Oh, you're like Smoking the Bandit.
Yeah. This dude was crazy.
Don't the cops have to prove that someone's license is suspended? I don't know. I guess if it comes in the computer and says it's suspended, they just go by what's on the computer.
Yeah.
You know? So if it's some kind of glitch or mistake, figure it out. I mean, when I went to court, because he gave me a ticket, they dropped it. You know what I'm saying? He apologized. He said, oh, I'm sorry. But he didn't look like he even meant it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I almost got busted one time. I had a little cabin in the mountains. And my brother-in-law came up and wanted to rent a cabin up there, and he gave the guy a deposit. And then he changed his mind, and the guy wouldn't give him the deposit back. So he went up there and punched the guy out and split. And so this old dude with a peg leg and a shotgun was like trying to keep me hostage. So I got in my LTD and was going out, and this old lady wife jumps out on the dirt road in a judo gi. And I'm like, bitch, you better move, because I'm getting out of here. And I see in my rearview mirror the guy's hobbling along with the shotgun. So I bump her. again, and she still won't move. So I give her a good boom.
No.
And I bumped her off the road and tore her out. And the district attorney called me the next day. I told him the whole story, and they didn't press charges.
okay, so you're an outlaw, man. You need
Yeah.
You're on the wrong channel.
He used to be an outlaw, yeah.
We're doing the booze run, Mab.
Those days are over. I've been good since I was about 31.
That's good, man. That's good. So he just wanted a refund. The people wouldn't give him a refund, so it pissed him off.
That's good.
Yeah. Plus, the guy was a freak. He thought he was like part of the FBI, and then I went to court. They tried to sue me for killing their pig. And
How did you kill a pig?
I didn't kill the pig. I took care of the property, and I fed the pig 1 can of food a day per the guy's directions. And I, kept the property fixed up and fixed the water system and all that. And they tried to sue me for the pig dying.
Okay. Well, how much did they try to sue you for the pig? What was the value of the pig?
$500 or something.
$500 for the pig? Damn, that's a expensive pig.
It's about a 300-pound pig. But the dude was crazy, and so was his wife.
Okay. Tina said, poor piggy.
Yeah, the pig died after I left. I never saw a pig die.
All right.
Hatfields and McCoys. That's how
Allegedly,
that's
allegedly.
Is that what it started over, a pig?
No, it started over my brother-in-law punching the guy out and me hitting his wife with the
Hatfield and McCoys. What did the beef start over?
The LTV. It started over my brother-in-law punching the guy. Man, I was just an innocent bystander.
Somebody said I'm hungry for a BLT now. I want a ham sandwich.
I was just an innocent bystander and got caught up in the middle of it.
Wow.
Did a pig die?
The pig died, I guess. That's what they said.
Did they cook the
pig?
They
starved it to death is what happened. They didn't feed it.
And how was the pig expired?
They starved the pig to death.
Oh. That's not your fault then, is it?
Nope.
Exactly.
Damn.
Misdemeanor.
Why didn't they just cook the pig?
I don't know what they did with the pig.
Was it a hog or like a family pet?
It was
what did they do with the pig, Mab?
It was a 300-pound hog.
Oh, well, they should have took that to the butcher.
Probably did.
Oh.
Or did it themselves? with a.
That sounds like a big cookout to me.
Yeah.
They might have done it themselves with a K bar.
With a K bar. Oh Lord. So Kohlberger, he's getting indicted, of course. Guilty. Here's my psychic verdict for when he goes to court.
Guilty.
What's the jury say?
I'll say guilty.
I would say guilty too. See, right there, he just got the death penalty.
We're the jury.
If we were for the jury right there, he would have just got the death penalty.
We just DP'd him, man.
Mm-hmm. Hit him with the DP that quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't
anyway,
seen any evidence.
And my hand is all bruised, but ooh.
Mrs. Mab's cut.
Oops.
Her stitches look
Oh,
good.
Miss Mab.
Hey, Mrs. Bob.
Hey, Miss Mab. Somebody said Kohlberger not guilty. No way. That man guilty is all get out of here.
Who done it then, Caroline?
Maybe there is another killer out there.
I think he had help with surveillance, in my opinion.
Help? I don't think nobody helped him, because if he told somebody some creepy shit like that, I think they would tell on you.
I think he had help with surveillance, but I don't think the surveillance dude knew he was going to do what he did.
Oh. Hey, guys, if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit the like button, because one, I got to get ready to get out of here. Hey, Don, Mab, Public House, and I appreciate you guys coming up, hanging out with me.
All right.
Peace.
All right.
Peace.
Good talking to everyone. Thank you for having us up.
Love
See
you,
y'all
Chad.
later.
Nice, everyone. Yeah. Good night.
Good night, mate.
All right, peace.
Good
All right, let me hit this cam back. Okay, let me, boom, back on the screen. So anyway, everybody that came by today, I appreciate it. I will be back later tonight. I might be back here later tonight talking some true crime, but I will definitely be back on the panel channel later tonight. We're going to get some things popping, okay? Thought I got some things we want to talk about, so we'll get some things on and popping on the panel channel later tonight. I may be back here for some true crime in a little while, around 8, 9, somewhere around there. Also, like I said, panel channel tonight, 11, 12 o'clock-ish. I got to do some editing on that video. I'm working on my ghost video today, so I'm going to be doing some editing on that. I got some other things I got to take care of. Lolo said hit the like button, leave some comments, all that good stuff. Also, Turtle Island is tomorrow night. All right. I want to see each and every one of you here with your turtle shells on. All right. That means hit that damn join button, people. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.